Hello, my abnormal family. Good to see y'all again. Doing a 2 video drop today. Hope y'all enjoy that. The other video after this one will be on at 8 o'clock tonight, and I'm going to do a little earlier drop maybe. Probably drop this one probably 6 o'clock, or let's do 6:30 on this one, guys. Thank you all for watching, all of our new subscribers. We got a lot of new subscribers. We appreciate having you all. We appreciate your comments, and especially smash that like button. It means a whole lot. And to everybody that's supporting the Brain Hunter Home cause, thank you all so very much. We got good news coming, hopefully. And again, thank you everyone for your support of this channel, for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, it really helps. And let's get into today's story. Before that day, I really never believed in skinwalkers, wendigos, and werewolf stories. My grandpa used to tell me stories about the paranormal that were supposedly true, but I always thought he was pulling my leg, and I became critical of those tales. In 2018, however, my view of this changed completely. In July of 2018, my wife and kids and I took a road trip together. We had planned to visit my wife's family and stay with them for about a week. Since my wife's family lived in Montana, we decided to swing by Yellowstone National Park and see if we could spot a grizzly bear. The kids had never seen a live bear or a bison in the wild, so they were pretty excited. At the time, my oldest was Jason. He was 12, and my daughter Kathy, she was 6, and of course we had a baby that was 2. I have changed the names for the privacy purposes. During our drive through Yellowstone, we were able to spot a new buffalo. And then there was a few other buffalo, a red fox, an elk, but no bears. Around 8:30 p.m., I finally told the kids we had to leave the park or we wouldn't reach my in-laws before midnight. Their disappointment was obvious, but the kids didn't protest as we exited the park grounds. Kathy, my 6-year-old, told me that she would keep looking for bears even though we weren't inside Yellowstone Park. And Jason quickly sided with her, agreeing that they would look for bears until it got too dark to see. I encouraged them to keep looking, as I would have liked to see a bear myself. Out in Montana, the sun doesn't set until after 9:30, so there was still plenty of light. Around 10 p.m., as we crossed a small bridge, Kathy spoke up. "Dad, I saw a bear." "Are you sure it was a bear?" I asked doubtfully. She insisted she'd seen a bear. So I decided to humor her, and I turned the van around. I didn't expect to see a bear, but I wanted her to think I believed her. We drove back to the bridge, parked near the trail, and Jason, Kathy, and I climbed out of the van to take a look. My wife stayed inside with the baby since he was fussy. "I saw it right down there," Kathy whispered to me. She pointed down to the darkening ravine. About 25 feet below us was a small creek, lined with brush and rocks. There was an enormous dark creature crouching near the edge of the water. Chills ran up and down my spine and made my hair prickle. Right away, I knew it wasn't a bear, but I couldn't figure out what it was. This appeared to be sitting on its haunches, crouching to lap water from the creek. It had matted, dirty, dark hair covering its entire body, and it appeared to have long, thin, ape-like arms. "What is that?" my son whispered, and I could hear panic in his tone. The creature whipped its head, looked directly at us, and that's when I froze, my entire being. It had glowing red-orange eyes sunk deeply in a humanoid face. The way the sun hit the eyes, they just had that ominous orange color. The creature growled a low, deep growl, almost like a big dog might. And I saw its teeth. Sharp, long teeth, like that of a canine. Kathy screamed and ran back to the van while Jason and I were frozen in terror. I watched in horror as the creature rose from its crouching position to stand on all fours while its glowing, evil eyes stared right at me. Now, a creature on all fours with matted hair and a human-like face? What? "Dad, come into the van," Kathy screamed, shaking me from the stupor. As she screamed, the creature reared upon its hind legs and began to climb up the bank toward the road where we were. This thing had long, dog-like legs, twisted claws for hands, and stood probably 7 foot tall. Seeing this creature climb the rocky steep bank with ease scared the life out of me. I jumped into action, grabbing Jason by his jacket sleeve and pulling him toward the van. "Get in," I shouted. I jumped into the driver's side and floored it. Jason looked back and began to scream at me to drive faster. I glanced in the rearview mirror and noticed the creature had now reached the road. I pushed the pedal even harder to speed up there. I did slow down until we were long out of there, and I was not going to slow down. My wife kept asking what happened and what the creature was, but I couldn't tell her. I didn't know what the thing had been. Kathy was crying in the back seat, Jason was trembling, and I had almost soiled my pants over whatever this thing was. We stopped at the gas station about a half hour away. Then we drove until we reached my family. My children told their aunt and uncle what they had that the place had not really believed them. After that, we didn't talk about it again. I don't know what we saw that night, but I know one thing for certain. I am never going to stop beside that road at dusk again. Even 6 years later, I still see that thing in my nightmares occasionally. I asked Jason recently if he still remembers the creature, and he looked at me in the eye and said, "Dad, how could I ever forget something like that?" Yeah, guys, if you're out around at dusky dark, early morning, that's when predators do like to start moving. And I wouldn't be stopping on the side of a road, especially by a creek where there is water and possible food sources for them. And that time of day, they have the advantage with their vision, smell, and their hearing. I wouldn't recommend stopping at that time of day for any kind of predator that may be out. So be careful, guys, and until next time, keep your head on a swivel, and we'll see you on the next one. I appreciate y'all watching, and don't forget to smash that like button.